Muzicheadz.com. Mr. Cool himself, Calvin Richardson, joins me for an interview, so keep it locked, laced and loaded, right here to the Muzicheadz Show on Legend 107. I'm Martha Samasoni.
Hey, what's up? This is the Prince of Soul, Calvin Richardson, and you're listening to Muzicheadz.com.
Looking back, reminiscing on, caught a brother doing bad, then you put me on. Told me not to be ashamed of what I got. Never mind them hating niggas up and down the block, babe. Held it down and the bills got paid. Said go ahead, baby, do your singing thing. And when God blesses us, I want a Lexus with a hideaway mansion in the Hamptons. Girl, you must have lost your way from heaven. Could it be for me? You came so far. Nothing like the ordinary woman. You're the very beat inside my heart. Girl, you're like a star. I feel so high, shining like a diamond out in space. Girl, you're like my mother, my sister, my lover. Irreplaceable, nothing can take your place. Girl, you are my face, for your hair I breathe on a hot summer day, like a shirt with no sleeves. What makes me a man could see more than a woman to me. Girl, if we take that back, there will be no cure. I sail there forever, like a ship with no shore. What makes me a man, maybe a man, baby, yeah, more than a woman to me. Look at us, living luxury. And I've been thinking maybe we should start a family. A girl for you and a boy for me. Matching stones set, but guess, would you marry me, baby? And if you'd have me, I'd gladly give my life. Today I take this vow to make you my wife. Nothing temporary, no, it's quite contrary. Just you and me for an eternity. You must have lost your way. Yeah, you came so far. Nothing like the ordinary. You're the very beat inside my heart. Girl, you're like a star. I feel so high, shining like a diamond out in space. Girl, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine. Irreplaceable. Oh yeah. Girl, you're mine. Oh, you're the air I breathe on a hot summer day, like a shirt with no sleeves. What makes me a man, oh yeah, baby, more than a woman to me. Don't ever take that, don't ever take that back, baby, baby. I sail there forever, like a ship with no shore. What makes me a man, oh yeah, baby, more than a woman to me. You're the blood in my veins, you're the air I breathe. Baby, I feel you hot sun off of my veins. Cool me down, baby. Whoa, you everything. More than a woman to me. Shabba-dabba, 3 take that. Yeah. I sail there forever like a ship with no shore. What makes me a man? Oh, yeah, baby. More than a woman to me. So much more. You're the blood in my veins. You're the air I breathe. Baby, you're the essence of my life. Like a shirt with wanna make you my wife. Makes me a man who could see more than a woman to me. My baby, my baby, my baby, yeah. Whoa, oh, yeah. Ooh-wee, yeah. Girl, I love you, yeah. The blood in my veins, you're the air I breathe. I love you. I what makes me a man who can see more than a woman to me. Whoa, if you take that back, there will be no cure. I sail there forever like a ship with no shore. Baby. What makes me a man who can see more than a woman to me. I'm nothing without you. You're the blood in my veins, you're the air I breathe on a hot summer day, like a shirt with no sleeves. What makes me a man
Okay, welcoming to our hot seat, Calvin Richardson. Thank you so much for joining us at Muzicheadz.com.
Pleasure's all mine.
Cool. Now, let's talk a bit about your past. Now, I understand that your mother was in a gospel choir. You actually joined that gospel group. So is that where music grew for you back then?
Well, that was the beginning. And my mother was in her own gospel group. And what she did was she started another gospel group with me and my siblings. I didn't join her group. She started another group. Just me and my 5 brothers. Well, there were 5 of us in all when we started the group. And so, yeah, I was the lead singer of that group.
That's cool. Now, you've got a huge family, 9 siblings. Oh, my gosh.
Pretty big, right?
That's huge. Your mum and dad must have been very busy.
Well, where I come from, there's families down there with a lot bigger, But they had to be pretty busy because, I can't imagine having 9 of my own. Especially not all in the same house.
Now, back in the day, you were in a group called Undercover. And when that group folded, that forced you into your solo career. So was it hard for you starting out, going into a solo career from being in a group?
Well, I was more comfortable, to be honest about it, being in a group situation. Because that's when I first started out, I was in a group with the gospel thing, and I stayed in a group setting the whole time that I was doing that. And when we put together Undercover, and by the time I went solo, I think it was pretty much a natural progression because when we were recording, a lot of times I would be the only one in the studio writing and, recording everybody's parts anyhow. It was a little strange not having extra people around you,
Yeah. Now, you've quoted as one of the most talented artists in the business by Charlie Wilson. That's a huge accolade for you.
Yeah, I mean, that would be big for anybody, I think, to be Charlie Wilson is such a, he's one of the greatest voices of our generation, and to be able to say that I wrote one of his biggest records, that's quite an accomplishment for me.
I was rolling in my car when I pulled up at the mall. Couldn't find a place to park. Threw my keys to the valet. Hand it for me. I was only there to hang, wasn't looking for a thing. I was just about to bounce, and then I saw Miss Lady. Then I said to myself, my destiny only is one for me. There go my baby. Look at her. Oh, she gon' be the one. We gonna have some babies. Listen. She was coming at the shoe store, pretty little thing, a couple of bags in her hand, right in front of Macy's. That's where the pretty girls hang. Then I saw her at the food court, sipping lemonade, conversating on her cell phone, looking so amazing. And I said to myself, there she goes, there she goes, there she goes, yeah. Oh, well. Destiny only is one for me. There go my baby, there go my lady. Oh, she gon' be the one. We gon' fall in love. We gonna have some babies. She gon' wear my ring. She gon' take my name. Take her to the cookout. Yeah, her gon' hang. Take her to my mama's house. If she need a hair done, see my cousin Ken. I'll treat her like a queen. Give her everything. She will be my girl till we old and gray. And I knew it from the moment that I saw her lovely, lovely. makes me so crazy, crazy, crazy. It's blowing my mind that you give me some of your time.
So how did that collaboration with you and Babyface come about for that song, There Goes My Baby?
Well, we were actually working on the song. We did it for my album, my third album that was due to be released off of Hollywood Records. And Babyface was the executive producer, and so we wrote a lot of stuff together for the project. But then got like midway the project, and we ran into a couple bumps in the road with the label, and with Babyface, he was currently going through his divorce with Tracy, and so things just got threw off track and ended up not coming out. So I mean, it was still great working with Babyface.
You worked with some other legends as well. Anyone that you were inspired by that you've worked with?
I'm always inspired by the opportunity to work with other artists. I think Angie Stone, we have a great chemistry together, so she inspired me a lot, motivated me a lot as a writer. And Babyface, of course. There's been so many. There's been so many people that kind of inspired me to to be who I am as an artist.
Now, Bobby Womack was one because you did a tribute to Bobby Womack. What is it about Bobby that you loved about him?
I mean, his ability to tell a story in a song. Like he's just a great storyteller, and that's I like songs that tell stories. I like writing songs that tell stories, and and Bobby Womack is, as far as I'm concerned, like one of the best at it. And I grew up listening to a lot of his stuff, and so when I got the opportunity to redo some of it, it was somewhat natural for me to just go ahead and do it because I was so familiar with his sound and his music.
People always ask me, why do I always talk before I sing? They say, like I noticed, before every song, you always have something to say. I feel like people that talk, usually, I think they should have something to say or they shouldn't talk. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime I have something to say, I'm going to say it. Because it may help you along your merry way. You feel me? Because I'm an entertainer, I'm in show business, and I can't speak for everybody that's in show business, but a lot of people don't understand this. They look at me different, but there's no difference. I need the same things that you need. I mean, it's simple, like, let's say if you were away from home and you try to make home where it was, where it is, you feel me? So like a few days ago, I was in Chicago after the show, and I had previously seen this young lady sitting backstage, and she seemed like she had a whole lot of time on her hands. I mean, I didn't know. After the show, I was a little lonely and didn't want to go back to the room by myself. I've been feeling her vibe the whole night, so I said, "What's good, baby? What you doing after the show?" She said, "I ain't doing nothing." I said, "Well, check this out. I'm at the Westin Hotel, room 235. Why don't you stop by and have a drink with me?" She said, "You don't want to buy me no drink. You can buy me a drink here. You just trying to get me up in your room." And so many times as an entertainer, I hear this, and it makes me feel so bad. Because I've always been the type of person, if that was the case, I say, "Yeah, I want you to come to my room." The only reason you'd be hanging around is because you were just waiting on an opportunity, if that was the case. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can fool me, but you can't fool yourself. If I want something, I'll let you know. If I want water, I'll say, "Hey, I'm thirsty. Please, fix me a drink." You feel me? What I'm saying is this, I'm gonna be gone tomorrow. I mean, even if I wanted to stay, my job won't allow me to. You see, it gets real technical down to the contracts, agents and stuff like that. See, with them, it's all about money. But with me, it's all about feelings. I don't want to get you involved. I don't want to get your life messed up. If you got something going on, it's cool to have a man from 9 to 5. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't get hung up on me. Cause tomorrow I might be going down the road. I mean, it's cool if you can handle it. You know what I'm saying? See, if you got a good man, remember one thing. It's right here. Oh, he'll be there. Yeah. When your sun goes down, and I'll be somewhere running down that same old line, yeah. In another town, Listen, I thought I'd let you know where I'm coming from. I don't really mean you no wrong, but I gotta keep moving on. I gotta keep moving on. He'll be there when your lights go dim, yeah. So why chase me up and down the road? And in your mind, you know that you should be with him. Oh, we can't help what we feel inside. Wanna let it all out, but we're hung up on pride. Oh, pride can't fulfill the need inside. So come and get it, go home, but leave it outside. Oh, he'll be there. I'm just telling you like it is. When the sun goes down, you ain't always gonna be sweet 16, so why you carrying around a little weight? Somebody's gonna really do this good. Listen, don't get me wrong, I fall in love like any other man do, but I gotta keep moving on from place to place. But in my heart, I just might wanna be with you. Oh, I have to get in where I fit in. Can you see I'm just like any other man? Oh, baby. Oh,
How did it feel when you found out that you were nominated for the Grammys?
Surreal moment, you know what I mean? It's like kind of unbelievable because I've been in the business for so long and I didn't get the recognition, a Grammy nod, until I went independent. And so, you know, somewhat kind of unbelievable, you know, because like I know it's hard enough when you're on a major, but then, you know, when you go independent, that much more difficult to get things done and let alone be recognized and get a Grammy nod. So it was kind of overwhelming.
I can imagine. Now, the title, The Prince of Soul. How amazing is that?
I like it.
I like it too. We like it down under as well. Very fitting title for you. What are you currently working on now?
Currently working on a number of things. Andy Stone and myself are recording. We're in the studio doing some collaborations on a duet, possibly to release, you know, the entire album. So we're in the studio working on that right now. I'm working on my own project, solo project, and Eric Benet and myself are actually talking about, you know, coming together, you know, doing some stuff together as well. So, you know, and I'm actually currently out touring and just staying on the scene, keeping the music out there, being able to go out and work is, you know, that's my number one thing right now.
Excellent if you headed down here to do a show.
I would love it.
Could you give us some advice for some of our up-and-coming artists on Muzicheadz?
Well, you know, I think, you know, the number one thing for up-and-coming artists from me, I would say, is the, you know, it's having your own identity in the music business is very important. So, you know, I think it's very important for you to develop your sound and realize who you are. And, you know, sometimes there are certain things that you have to change along with, but you don't want to keep changing your sound. You know, once you get in the industry, you need to have it's like a fingerprint. That's your DNA. That's your sound is your DNA. You need to stick to that. And, you know, learn the business. And, you know, it's easy to say learn the business, but, you know, you kind of got to be in it really to learn it. But, you know, it's always good to do research and be as knowledgeable about the area of business that you're going into as possible. And don't take no for an answer. Many doors close in your face. One door closes in your face, knock on 5 more. Sooner or later you're going to get a yes, But like I said, you just got to be ready when that door opens.
Great, amazing advice there. Now, from your repertoire, if you could choose one of your most favourite songs that you've written and done, which one would that be and why?
One of my favorite songs, I really don't even do it that much when I'm out, but it's called True Love. I did it with Chico the Barge, and the reason why, the message in the music, that true love is definitely hard to find. Someone that'll treat you right. And, if love is what someone needs, then, they can find it in me. Because, it's important. Everybody needs love. Everybody wants love. And eventually, we all have mistaken a certain emotion for love, or a feeling that you think is love for something that's really not. So for me, I think that's probably one of my favorite songs.
Hello? Baby, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. Got bad news. Fight broke down in the city. It's gonna be a while before I can get there.
I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too. I'm on my way. Keep it warm for me. Peace.
I love you.
I'm always thinking of you, so I thought I'd let you know. I hope I'm not intruding by telling the world I love you so. I thought I'd get to know you, what your love's about. I'm always thinking of you, 'cause you live inside my dreams. Oh, I searched the world to find your loving too. How long have I been looking for you? I never searched so hard in my life to find someone. True love is hard to find. Someone who'll treat you right. And if true love you need, then you will find it. I hope that you will measure the contents of my heart. I hope that you will treasure way that I feel for you. And if you chance, you'll understand the sentiments of a man. Yeah, I know you won't be curious, 'cause my love will keep you occupied. It's true, I searched to find a world just for you. I've been looking in the sky for the stars that you are, just to find my only peace of mind. To find someone who'll treat you right. And if you love you need, then you will find
I would like to move over to some Muzicheadz questions. So, Calvin Richardson, do you have a shush out?
Disrespecting a woman for me, using the B word, that's a shusher for me. A lot of people do it. And, some women, even if they embrace it, they talk to each other like that, but that's a shusher for me.
Yeah, I want to shush that out too. Shush. Okay, do you have an uh-oh moment?
Well, I was at a show one particular time, and when I'm performing live, I feed off of the energy that crowd is giving me back, and a lot of times I get, really dramatic in I'd be climbing up on things, speakers and chairs and tables and stuff like that. And I was at this arena one time doing a show, and I went down in the audience, so that people could see me in the back and in the front. I climbed up in this chair. There was like theater chairs, and they flip up like the chairs that be in the in a movie theater. And I climbed up in the chair, and the seat flipped up, and I fell down in it. But I got right back up. It probably for like a split second, I reacted so quick to it. A lot of people didn't even realize that it happened, but, obviously there was a lot of people around me as well, because it just happened to be an empty seat, and I was out there in the crowd.
Yeah.
So it happened so fast, I didn't even have time to be embarrassed about it, but, I was like, whoa.
That's cool. So, thank you so much. We wish you all the best with your career. We'll keep a tab on you to see what you're doing, and hopefully catch you when you are down under.
I'd love that. I appreciate the time you took to talk to me.
This is for the one that you love. You've been with them for a long time. Take them by the hand and hold them together, baby. And you know nothing can break you. And you feel good just about it. Just clap your hands, everybody. Yeah, forever, my baby. No, this one hell of a mistake. I feel good about it, but it's true. Yeah, we're together, baby. I've been loving you, girl, for a long time. I just can't see myself stopping now. Been around the world, but I've never stayed too long. Still getting next to you, I'm alone. Yeah. Some people say you haven't loved until you lost. You haven't lost until you love the one you gave your heart to. When I'm gone. Hey. My friends, they laugh at me. Instead of you, silly smile on my face. But my friends don't be mad at me, 'cause in the end I know I'm gonna win this race. We're together, yeah. Oh, yeah. Together, baby, yeah. Can't make us so heaven made my heart, baby. Just for you. Only you, girl. I love you, baby, yeah. Forever, my baby. Forever, my baby. But it's so true. But it's true. So true. We're together, baby. Been waiting down. Been on top ever since I found your love, love, your love. It was a beautiful day. You came my way. The sun was shining. Didn't think of luck was in my range, but then you came around me. My whole life has changed. Now for you, I'll do anything. Baby, it's true. I keep a smile on my face, then you're to blame. 'Cause I know I'll never be lonely. My friends gonna be mad at me, 'cause in the end I know I'm gonna win this race. We're together, yeah. Ooh, can't let that break the love I have for you, yeah, baby. Just for you. Oh, I love you, baby. I promise I will. You can hold me till late. Ooh, yeah. Listen to me, baby.
Muzicheadz.com